Hi kids! Welcome back to our video lesson. So this is lesson 22, and for today we are going to talk about identifying the future tense of verb. We are done talking about past tense form of verbs as well as with the present tense of verbs. So for this lesson we will talk about the future tense of verbs. Now if we're going to look at this dialogue box, there is a sentence inside. What will happen? Basically, this is the description of future tense. Future tense of verbs expresses an action that will take place sometime in the future. Things that will happen. So it hasn't been done yet. You are planning to do it, and if the action is being planned to be done in the future, maybe in a little while later tonight or maybe the following day, then you will need to use the future tense of verbs. Okay? So the future form of the verb is characterized by the use of helping verbs will or shall plus the base form of the verb. So these two can be used interchangeably, but you have to use them when you demonstrate or when you write sentences in the future tense of verbs. So for example, I will watch a movie later. So your will is your helping verb there, and your watch is your verb in the base form, meaning you don't add anything to it. Okay? You don't add anything except for the helping verb will. I shall watch a movie later. Shall is your helping verb there, and watch again is your verb, which is in the base form. Now let's look at more examples here. I will accept your apology if you promise to behave. Will is your helping verb, and then accept is your verb, which is in the base form. Janine shall pass her school project tomorrow. Shall is your helping verb, and pass is your base form of verb. The rescue team will find the missing persons before it gets dark. So find is your base form of the verb, and will is your helping verb. Please remember, when you are asked to look for the verb in the future tense, you always have to include the words will and shall, whichever is the one used in the sentence. Okay, so they are included as verbs in the sentence. The following time expressions are used to complete the meaning expressed by the future tense of verbs. Okay, so most often than not, these are used in sentences with the future tense of verbs. So these words are tomorrow, or these time expressions are tomorrow, later, this evening, in a while, next week, or next month, or next year, or next Sunday. So these are used as the time expressions when you write sentences to make sure that your meaning really tells the reader or the person you're talking to that the verb will be done in the future. So it can also be next January or next Wednesday or any future day or date. So examples, I will visit grandma on Sunday. Will visit is your verb, and your time expression is Sunday. Linda shall make a card tomorrow. So shall make is your verb, and tomorrow is your time expression. The children will play at the park next week. So will play is your verb here, and next week is your time expression. Okay, so you can use the time expressions to clearly give the message that the action will be done in the future. So note, there is no rule with regard to using will or shall. They may be used interchangeably in speaking or writing. What do we mean by interchangeably? You can use them in any sentences, okay? You can use will or shall. Whichever you want to use, you can use them. But you can only use one, of course. One for each sentence. I hope everything is clear. Now let's practice. So look for the future tense of verbs in the following sentences. I'll give you 1 minute to answer the following. Number 1, his uncle will teach him later. So which one do you think is the future tense of verb there? Arlene will buy a new dress for the party. For the second sentence. Third sentence, Cedric will recite the poem in class. Fourth sentence, Chad will visit Donna tonight. Child will visit Donna in the hospital tonight. 5. Micaela will cook dinner for the visitors. Okay, so now let's look for the future tense of verbs. So we have will teach for the sentence number 1. Sentence number 2, will buy. Sentence number 3, will recite. Sentence number 4, will visit. And sentence number 5, will cook. So all of these sentences have future tense of verbs. And remember, when you circle or when you're asked to look for the future tense of verbs, you should include the helping verbs will and shall, like the one that we did here. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. If you have questions, you can ask me during our synchronous session.